Here is a story. Paul Ryan, the cowardly
Ryan.
Cowardly Ryan. Cowardly Ryan. Cowardly Ryan. I can't believe he never thought of that. I'm so disappointed in Donald Trump. Cowardly Ryan. Cowardly Ryan. By the way, Paul Ryan, coward. Paul Ryan is a coward, and Paul Ryan is not nearly as intelligent as he thinks he is, and Paul Ryan is probably one of the most overrated political, quote-unquote, talents in modern American history. His main domestic agenda remains unchanged, which is to increase poverty, increase human suffering, give away to store to the most backwards of America's corporate sector and turn America into basically some sort of hybrid of like Our Town and Children of Men. And he is just a bagman for the Koch brothers and a handful of other kind of petrochemical and financial services interests. And his main goal in public life is to torture the poor and destabilize the middle class. But he's had a really difficult time dealing with Donald Trump because Paul Ryan himself is sort of sane enough and well-adjusted enough to not actually personally be racist or to have apparently, have the kind of dealings with women and misogyny that Donald Trump has. So it's put him in a real pickle, except it hasn't. Because even though he's called Donald Trump a textbook racist and said, I won't campaign for him and disinvited him and all the rest, he's endorsed him and will still vote for him because putting an unhinged personality with pretensions of authoritarianism is well worth it. Why? Well, because Hillary's a bitch. And number two, we can finally get those tax cuts going and get some food out of some poor kids' mouths. So let's do this thing. So here is Paul Ryan talking with Chris Cuomo on CNN, and who else is he with? I don't know. Oh, sorry. Rather, this is Paul Ryan on Fox and Friends. The freeze frame confused me there. This is Paul Ryan on Fox and Friends, basically saying he did vote for Donald Trump, but he's going to try not to use Donald Trump's name.
I already voted here in Janesville for our nominee last week in early voting. We need to support our entire Republican ticket. Here's the other thing I'd say. For those of us who lived through the 1990s, Steve, it's sort of a feeling of deja vu. And the point I keep trying to make to younger voters who did not live through the 1990s, this is what life with the Clintons looks like. It's always a scandal, one after another. Then there's an investigation.
Look at the way he looks off camera here. It's like there's a Trump handler right off camera.
Say it, pal. Say it, cowardly.
90s, Steve. It's sort of a feeling of deja vu. And the point I keep trying to make to younger voters who did not live through the 1990s, this is what life with the Clintons looks like. It's always a scandal, one after another. Then there's an investigation. And what happens, Steve, is you never know what's coming next. They live beyond the rules, and they live to work the system to help themselves, to help Clinton Incorporated.
Now, I have no idealism about the 1990s. The 1990s saw a massive construction of prisons. It saw things like welfare reform, which were cruel and vicious to the poor. It saw an expansion of all sorts of trade deals and global frameworks, which we're still bearing the negative consequences of. But I have to say, it is interesting to say, like, they don't remember a time when real wages went up. Unemployment was massively down. There was a huge tech bubble, and pretty much you could graduate from college from a good school and get a great job. They don't remember that nightmare. The nightmare where things were apparently so easy that Republicans could actually waste everybody's time with a blowjob investigation. I think if more people remembered the 1990s, they would actually have a naively positive view of the Clintons. So I don't know what he's trying to do there. Totally overrated talent, totally overrated intellect. He's the Marco Rubio of the Midwest, and I look forward to watching his speakership go down in flames after the election. Yes, Kelly.
We both like the music from the 90s, though.
Oh, yeah, it's great music in the 90s.
I like more of it than you do.
Probably.
If you
right.
if you don't want scandal in the White House, elect Donald Trump.
Yeah, exactly. Like, wait, I I didn't rape a woman in the East Lawn. That's a total
There
lie.
will be no scandals at
There
all.
were
if
no scandals. I didn't grab Ivanka's ass. Oh, well, you say you have iPhone footage of me grabbing Ivanka's ass in front of a White House tour. Well, I say you don't. No, I didn't offer to sell Camp David to the Russian government. It's a total lie.
Never mind those Russian fracking equipment and contractors in there.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, no, I didn't encourage the Secret Service to tase a black guy in a wheelchair because he was, quote unquote, reminding me of Bojangles. Total lie. Did not happen. And you know, the other thing is that the reason that there's constant scandals around the Clintons is because Republicans constantly abuse their political office to create fake scandals. Man, everybody is the dumbest version of themselves with 8 weeks left of this, folks. All right. Excuse me, 8 days. I'm sorry. That was traumatic. I apologize to Kelly. That was traumatic.
Hey, it's Sam Seder. Why don't you subscribe to this channel? You can do so right over here. Over. Subscribe.